different stages in their lives. They have always supported adult education. Their backs are probably hurting from carrying everyone this year. Thank you. Do not sit down. Miss Julie Canarans. This lady right here made Dorchester Adult Education a national winning program. She was here 20 years, and it is one of the tops in the state every single year. Thank you. Do not sit down. Mr. Glenn Huggins, in charge of a technology rollout at the height of a pandemic. Can you imagine getting 25,000 plus people their devices plus their teachers? We thank you. Ms. Karen Radcliffe. She's the executive director of secondary schools, but she still has time to attend our graduation in adult education. She knows that your education is the gateway to success. We thank you. Dorchester 2 and Dorchester 4 board members, if you'll please stand. The decisions you have made this year have been student-centered. Sometimes the right choice is not always the popular choice. We thank you. Ms. Spafford, will you stand? Do the graduates realize she had to schedule everyone for 2 TABEs, 1 ready-to-work test, the WIN, 4 GE tests, ready tests, and 4 GE tests for each one of you sitting here, plus many more. And if you ever had to take one over, she had to do it all over again. And she almost did it with a smile every time. We thank you. Don't sit down. Staff and faculty of Dorchester Adult Education, will you please stand? You are all amazing at what you do. Ms. Hall, that's you over there. Stand up. We appreciate you. Each student becomes a family member and tugs at our hearts when you leave our house. We thank you. Now I want any parent, child, grandparent, friend, girlfriend, spouse to stand. I need for you to stand. Many of you have encouraged, you've yelled at, you've driven, you've called, you've been there for the graduate, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We thank you. Now graduates, look in the front and look in the back. Turn around. Turn around this way. While they're still standing, look at the people around you. You are loved and totally surrounded by people that care about you and your future. Thank you is a word that often gets lost, but is so important to our village. Pay it forward to someone that needs a lift, a push, a prayer, or a shoulder. Let's give our village a round of applause for being there for us. Okay, now you can sit down. There's a lot of people that care about you guys. We now have the pleasure of honoring our Students of the Year for our various programs, and it has been somewhat of a quite different year. I'm not saying the word. The Students of the Year awards are given annually to adult and young adult education students throughout Dorchester County. Recipients are selected by full and part-time teachers and span across all ages and all programs. Students are selected based on their academic progress, meeting their desired goal, attendance, and their unique ability to juggle family and job while faithfully attending and excelling in the program. By their exemplary actions, they teach us the power of believing, of being determined, and being persistent. They indeed demonstrate to their peers that no matter what barriers in life are, you can succeed. After the ceremony, if you are a Student of the Year, I would appreciate if you would come back to the front and have a picture with your respective teacher. It is our pleasure now to present the awards. First of all, the ESL Student of the Year, Miss Rebecca Carter.
This year I've had the opportunity to teach several students deserving of the English as a Second Language Student of the Year award. There were so many, I had to give two. One student in particular began taking English last fall and attended more than 300 hours of instruction at school. This student is highly motivated and takes every opportunity to speak and write English. This student is friendly and makes class a fun place to be. She has a great sense of humor and always helps translate information for new students and helps them feel welcome. During this school year, this student took every opportunity to learn whenever class was offered, in person and online. Once the student was on vacation and one time working in Mexico and still took time to participate in class online. I am proud to announce this year's English as a Second Language Student of the Year is Miss Addie Velasco from Mexico. The second student I selected began taking English classes last fall and has attended over 200 hours in both our main campus and also a satellite campus. This student is one of the most motivated students I have ever had in my 25 years of adult education. Her incredible story is the reason she has such a strong desire to learn anything and everything. She has no formal schooling. She went to work at the age of 9 to help her family make ends meet. She's very happy with her life, but wants to do more, and she gets up and goes to work every morning at 4 a.m. at the bakery in Publix, drives directly to class, and gives 100% every single day with a smile on her face. She took and passed her wind test, and we all cried tears of joy at her huge accomplishment. I am proud to announce this year's other English as a Second Language Student of the Year award is for Miss Luz Belinda Gardner from the Philippines.
And now we have the District 2 Young Adult Student of the Year.
I am reading this for Mr. Kevin Burke. The Adult Student of the Year is a model of persistence. She began her journey with adult education in October of 2019. During her time at adult education, she logged an astounding 408 classroom hours and an impressive 159 hours during the most challenging 2020-2021 school year. She not only showed up to work on her GED studies, but also received a Silver Win certificate and many skill level achievements in our digital literacy class. Not only is this student a rock star in the classroom, but she was also able to successfully balance an extensive list of responsibilities outside of the classroom. She maintained a part-time job, friendships, kept up with family responsibilities, and was a pleasure to teach in the classroom. This Student of the Year also had time to hone in one of the most unique hobbies Mr. Burke has ever seen in his 20 years of teaching. She's an expert in martial arts and has the videos to back it up. She would often show videos of her practicing her work with dangerous maneuvers, which regularly resulted in Mr. Burke covering his eyes out of fear for her safety. He misses her greatly at adult education, but is very confident in the fact that she will be a shining star wherever it is that she goes. The 2020-2021 Adult Student of the Year is Miss Octavia Jamerson.
have the DD2 Adult Student of the Year, Miss Leah Locklear.
I think of the word dedication when I think of this student. The dedication she made to her goal to continue her education was ever present in her thoughts. How often she attended class demonstrated the commitment she made to achieving her goal. Her hours for January when we didn't meet face-to-face were over 72 hours. While she attended class primarily in the afternoon, she would come in the morning for additional math practice. This is just another example of her dedication to earning her GED. I quickly learned after working with this student she had a level of organization teachers often want their students to possess or even want for themselves. This student is a great note-taker, binder organizer, and ready with a pen at any moment. She liked working at the same computer, the same table, and from the same book. These daily routines help make this student feel successful. We even placed a book she liked to work from on the bottom stack, knowing nobody would select that book. This student's enthusiasm and excitement of being a learner will be missed. I will miss hearing her say, "What is our plan for today?" It is my pleasure to announce Mimi Simmons as an Adult Student of the Year.
Evidently, Ms. Locklear has issues with decision-making. Go ahead.
Yes. The words patience and resilience are reflective of the student. She is undoubtedly one of the kindest people I have had the pleasure of meeting this year. The calm and presence she displayed for me and other students will be greatly missed. This student supported her own children as loving mothers do while they graduated high school, college, and began their own successful careers. She and I often talked with each other about our children. She beamed with pride when she shared updates about what her family was doing. She is ever present in her children's lives. She made the decision she wanted to do something for herself. She attended classes and worked hard to learn content she had not studied for years. We spent many hours together interpreting political cartoons and gaining knowledge in physical science. If you need help with atoms and molecules, she can help. This student was steadfast in her ambition to receive her diploma. Nothing would discourage her from becoming successful. In the words of Walt Disney, all our dreams come true if we have the courage to pursue them. You not only pursued your dream, you conquered it. Congratulations to Julie Washington for being named as an Adult Student of the Year. Determination comes to mind when I think of this student and her unwavering desire to earn her GED. She shared with me how important it was for her to further her education and seek employment. She works hard to take care of her family. While getting to know this student, we have discussed the benefits of virtual versus in-class learning for one of her older daughters and ways to encourage her youngest daughter to increase her sight words and improve her reading. With regards to reading, I would often hear this student say, "Miss Locklear, I can't stand to read." I don't think a week went by when we weren't discussing or perhaps gently debating the importance of reading. Naturally, as her teacher, I encouraged her to read something she enjoyed. Basically, I told her she just have to do it. Read. Reluctantly, she saw the value in reading. If she heard other students share their discomfort with reading, I could always count on this student to tell them they have to get over it and read. This student would always reassure other students and tell them they could be successful even when she doubted herself. I would remind her of the encouraging words she shared with other students. I told her to look in the mirror and say the same words to herself. I would hold up a mirror. It became a joke between us. I would sometimes say, "Don't make me hold up my mirror." Your mirror has turned into a window. You have opened it. Now it is your turn to climb through and begin a new journey. Congratulations to Erica Clark for being named as an Adult Student of the Year.
Our DD2 Evening GED Student of the Year.
Make the best possible decision every time you have a choice. That's the big takeaway if you sit down and ask this year's Adult Ed Evening Student of the Year to talk about her experiences at school. She knows this because she's made some good decisions, but also a fair share of bad ones. This student began to struggle in school at the age of 6 because she didn't learn at the same rate as all of her classmates. She started a destructive pattern of self-harm, losing interest in positive influences in her life. Although she received the assistance of multiple behavior modification plans, IEPs, and counselors, she dropped out of school in the 9th grade after leaving home at the age of 13. She believed her chances of leading a happier life would increase if she could call her own shots. She started having children at age 16 and several years later found herself living in a car with her 3 children. It was there and then she decided to build something in her life that would increase her children's shot at success in the future. She returned to school determined to accomplish her goal of getting her GED. She came to class a total of 454 hours over many school years using many teachers. As it had been in the past, schoolwork was very difficult for her, and she struggled, but she never gave up. When she finally completed her GED and word began to spread of her accomplishment through the school that day, teachers and staff started coming out of their classrooms yelling and screaming to congratulate her because we all knew how long and hard she had worked. She said, "Now I've got to start working on earning my CDL so I can start my own trucking company." She also left us with one piece of advice: just do it. Just go to class. Just commit. She went on to say, sometimes just being in class is half the battle. Even if you don't learn anything that day, just being in a positive environment can make things better for tomorrow. She credits her teachers and fellow students for helping her not lose her focus along the way. This student really is the embodiment of what can happen if you just commit. She's light years away from those chilly nights in the car with her children. There is no limit to what she can do in the future. This year's Adult Ed Student of the Year Evening Award goes to a well-deserving Tabitha Freeman.
Now I have Miss Jennifer Roberts with our Virtual Student of the Year. This year I had the opportunity to teach several students who chose our virtual option. Learning virtually is extremely difficult, as most students need direct teaching, and most of our curriculum is more in the realm of drill and practice and online book formats. One student in particular began our virtual program in August. This student is a hard worker and committed to her education. She made dramatic gains in math, which was her most challenging subject. She came in anytime I needed her to test
confident she will continue to grow and learn in everything she does. I am proud to announce that my virtual adult student of the year is Harley Lee Mulhelden.
Now I have Miss Cece Bryant with an adult ed student from DD2.
This student enrolled in our morning program March 30th, 2021, with the goal of earning her GED as quickly as she could. As a matter of fact, after 1 week of instruction, she was asking for extra work in math and reading to take home. A young mom of 4, 3 school-age children, and 1 young adult, she tackled each assignment with tenacity. When issued her WIN online password, she diligently completed the highest level possible in all 3 areas: reading for information, applied math, and locating information. Little did she know that the work, time, and energy that she exerted in these areas were preparing her for the upcoming official GED exams. On May 13, 2021, she passed her last official GED test. After earning a gold WIN Ready to Work credential days before that. Her children are her main driving force behind her obtaining her GED diploma. Providing a better life for her family fuels her desire to work in the medical field as a midwife someday. She will begin her health science studies in August. It is with pleasure and pride that we award the 2020-2021 Dorchester District 4 Adult Student of the Year, Andrea Rose Simpson.
This student registered multiple times to earn her high school credential, but for whatever reason was unsuccessful each time. When she started in September of 2020, she was insecure and knew math would be her downfall because she was terrible at math in school. A month later, she post-tested in reading and jumped from a level 3 to maxing out at level 5, which opened the door for her to take the practice GED in reading, science, and social studies. After passing 3 of the 4 sections of the GED, all on her first attempt, the sleeping giant in her was awakened. Her confidence soared and she pressed forward even more, spending as much time as she could in class and asked for work to take home. This student was now more determined than ever to conquer her math phobia, and that she did. In conversations about next steps and goals, she wanted to pursue a career in nursing, so a tour of health science class was scheduled and she enrolled. This mother of 4 attended GED classes in the morning and health science classes in the afternoon. She passed the math section of the GED and received her highest scores in math, both on the practice and official test. One goal was achieved, and she set her sights on a career in nursing, but life got in the way. Her health science instructor was concerned with her drop in attendance and grades in passing the Certified Nursing Assistant and Patient Care Technician exams. That sleeping giant within her Brittany Marie Palmer.
Let's give all our award winners a round of applause. I'd like to call on Mr. Joseph Pye, Superintendent of Dorchester District 2, to deliver a few remarks to the graduating class of 2021. Mr. Pye?
Good evening, graduates. It was an honor to be here as your superintendent and recognize you, the 2021 Adult Education graduating class. As I prepared this message, I couldn't help but reflect upon the last 15 months and how difficult and different things have been for each of us individually and collectively within our homes, our schools, places of business, our communities, and around the world. We've been isolated and we've distanced like never before, socially, emotionally, physically. We had to rely on technology more than ever before to keep us connected and use FaceTime, Teams, and Zoom to learn and see one another. But we also reconnected like never before with our family, friends, and even strangers, and are indebted to the unselfish people who continue to work and give to each of us along the way, selling us things that we need, making us food to eat, and yes, continuing to teach us so we can learn, whether it was from our homes or schools. We've been tested and retested, and not just for COVID-19. Our patience, our determination, our resolve, and our fortitude have all been put to the test. These last 15 months have been tough. The saying is true, when the going gets tough, the tough get going. Your family, teachers, administrators, each of you are tough, and you have kept going. And through it all, we've been changed. At times, we saw bad things happening around us, and that changed us. And yet, we also saw the very best in people, and that changed us too. We've all been changed, hopefully for the better, perhaps in the smallest way, but hopefully in ways that made us stronger and better people. Graduates, you are surrounded by tough, unselfish, and good people who just keep going and going, and doing, giving and giving, changing and changing for you. Let's take a moment to thank the family, our family members, teachers, administrators, and each and every one of you here today. Let's thank each other. And now, here we are, maybe in a smaller, more limited capacity, but we are here. We're all together in person to celebrate you, our 2021 graduates. As we celebrate, I want to share a story with you. Years ago, 20th century anthropologist Margaret Mead was asked what she considered to be the first sign of civilization in a culture. Clay pots, tools for hunting or building, rare coins or jewelry, religious artifacts? No. Margaret Mead said that the first evidence of civilization was in fact a 15,000-year-old fractured femur found in an archaeological site. This particular bone had not only been broken, but it had actually been healed. As you well know, the femur is the longest bone in the body. It's the upper leg bone linking one's hip to the knee. But any broken bone takes rest, time, and some type of intervention and adequate care to heal. Mead went on to explain that in the animal kingdom, if an animal breaks its leg, it cannot run from danger. It cannot hunt for food or water. It often becomes the prey of other animals, and eventually the animal dies from a lack of nourishment or under attack from another animal. Creatures in the wild simply cannot survive a broken leg long enough for the bone to heal. But that unearthed, ancient, broken, and healed femur was evidence that another person took time to stay with the person who had fallen, bind up the wound, carry the person to safety, and tend to them through recovery. A sign she believed was a true beginning of civilization, which the dictionary defines as the stage of human, social, and cultural development and organization that is considered most advanced. You see, it's not clay pots, coins, tools, or even technology that makes us advanced. It is caring people, taking care of each other. Graduates, you have reached this milestone with much time, effort, and care. It's time for you to leave the safety of your homes and your school, whether you plan to further your education by going to college, continue on to college. Many of you are going to further yourself in your plans and endeavors in the workplace immediately, and some of you have other plans. You might just find a time in your life you can begin to take it easy. So all those things are before you, but we want you to remember all that has happened to you in recent years that have made you who you are today. As you take your next steps and continue your journey in this present civilization, I want to challenge you. Sometimes things break and bad things happen, often without a moment's notice or warning, whether a personal or family tragedy or a worldwide pandemic. But there will be people to help you and care for you along the way. Continue to ask questions and learn. Don't let education become a thing of the past, but use the knowledge you've gained in here in your classrooms and continue to be lifelong learners. Change is inevitable. Be flexible and adapt. Find the balance between tradition and innovation. See opportunities instead of obstacles. Don't be ordinary, be extraordinary. Use your time, your talents and skills, your resources, your passion to help yourself, but more importantly, use them to help others. Make a positive difference in the lives of your family members, your friends, and those who are yet to meet as you encounter them in later years. It's all part of your journey. Stay with those who have fallen. Bind up their wounds. Carry them and their burdens. Me went on to say, helping someone else through difficulty is where civilization starts. Never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world, for indeed that's all who ever have. So go from here, adult education graduates. Be thoughtful, be committed, and change the world. Yours, mine, and ours for a better and brighter tomorrow. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mr. Pye. And it's also my distinct pleasure to call upon Dr. Kelvin Wims, Superintendent of Dorchester District 4, to deliver a few remarks to the graduating class of 2021. Dr. Wims.
Good evening. To the adult education graduates of 2021. Congratulations on conquering what we like to call the productive struggle. The dictionary would define a productive struggle as the process of effortful learning that develops grit and creative problem solving when students face problems they don't immediately know how to solve. And we, as educators, don't want them to give up. Billionaire CEO Warren Buffett said, "Do not be embarrassed by your failures. Learn from them and start again." In this most unprecedented year in American education, look at what you have accomplished. From this point forward, as you go forth doing great things, no one should ever be able to tell you what you can't do again. Never doubt yourself or your ability. You have conquered and mastered the productive struggle. Any future obstacles standing in your way will be defeated. Experts say the sky's the limit. I digress. It's only the view. Our successes are indeed limitless. To Ms. Cottle and Ms. Rivers, thank you and your staff for advocating for all students. You have truly defined a productive struggle as well. To the graduates of 2021, believe in yourself and continue the journey forward. God bless you and much success as you lead the world in the future.
Guys, you are a really big deal. We are just so proud of you. The first thing I want to do is we're going to have an ESL, which is English as a Second Language introduction, and they'll be getting their certificates. Dorchester County Adult Education is fortunate to have a dynamic and thriving English as a Second Language population. Our goal is to form a partnership with their community by having students involved with children's literacy, cultural immersion, and community membership. During class, they practice reading, writing, speaking, listening, grammar, pronunciation, citizenship, and daily living skills in the U.S. And they sing a lot. You guys sing a lot. I will now ask Ms. Rebecca Carter to come forward to award the ESL certificates. Mr. Pye, Dr. Wims, and the chairpersons for DD2 and DD4, will you please join me in the front for the ESL certificates?
Sandra Ariza, Colombia. Noah Batista, Mexico, bronze certificate. Luz Vaminda Garner, Philippines, bronze certificate. Joanna Jeremio, Ecuador, silver certificate. Edison Lugo Nazario, Puerto Rico. Sandra I. Perez, Puerto Rico, bronze certificate. Andretti Llamas Ariza, Colombia, silver certificate. Diana Lisbeth Ortiz, Mexico, silver certificate. Adi Diaz Ramirez, Mexico, bronze certificate. Elvia Alonso Secor, Guatemala. Marwell Sanchez, Nicaragua, bronze certificate. Nguyen Tran, Vietnam, silver certificate. Adriana Velasco, Mexico, bronze certificate. Mauricio Zapet, Guatemala.
And you guys can just stand right there because we're getting ready to do something very exciting. It's now my pleasure to recognize students in the graduating class of 2021 who overcame hurdles put before them and who persevered to complete their necessary requirements to earn their South Carolina high school diploma or their South Carolina equivalency diploma. Would this year's graduating class please rise? Rise. The ESL students can sit down. ESL, sit down. Sit down. Okay, graduating class, stand up. Okay, and then the first row, on behalf of us tonight, we have Miss Spafford, and she'll be reading our names.
Good evening. On behalf of all of us tonight, we congratulate and salute you for your accomplishments. We know that this is the beginning of your journey and that from this point forward, you accomplish all that you desire. You are all special individuals who have the capabilities to accomplish any goal which you set your mind. Ladies and gentlemen, we would like to again remind the audience to allow everyone's name to be heard before applauding for your graduate. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the 2021 High School Diploma and High School Equivalency Diploma graduates. Andretti Yamas. Diana Ortiz. Ariana Destiny Benjamin. Jacob Ryan Burgess. Trisha Lynn Campbell. Kendall Grace Chance. Terrell Lee Clagion. Erica Marie Clark. Kalaine Rianne Connolly. Kendall Riley Connolly. Madison Brianne Creel. Rebecca Hamilton Dolliver. Jasmine Zane Fisher. Tabitha Nicole Freeman. Alexandria Monet Hedrick. Octavia Lauren Jamerson. Dino Frederick Johnson. Shanika Hamilton Johnson. Shakira Monique Jones. Savannah Jean Kirby. Molly Dale McDowell. Harley Lee Moyeldon. Antonio D'Angelo Mulligan. Conrad Xavier Nolte. Destiny Danielle Pack. Stacy Brett Perez. Cassandra Stephanie Rodriguez. Adam Lee Sassinger. Demetrius Laverne Simmons. Lindsay Hope Simmons. Alexandria Rose Simpson. Ethan Craig Trotter. James Eric Walker. Pamela Marin Warren. Julie Ann Washington. Ellie Grace Wendell. Anthony Lee Wilson. Brittany Marie Palmater. Austin James Chatterton. And last but not least, Miss Brenda James. At this time, Mr. Pye, will you do the honors of confirming our graduates?
As superintendent and on behalf of the Dorchester School District 2 Board of Trustees and the state of South Carolina, I certify that all the candidates for South Carolina's high school diploma and high school equivalency diploma have met all graduation requirements. Therefore, I proudly accept these students as 2021 high school graduates. Congratulations.
Graduates, you may take your tassel and turn it to the other side. For closing, you guys can sit down just one more time. And now I would like for Miss Julie Canarins to end our session with us, okay, our graduation.
Thank you. Congratulations, graduates. Congratulations, families. As we bring our celebration to a close and you look toward the next chapter in your life, we'd like to leave you with excerpts from the Irish Blessing. May the road rise up to meet you. May the wind always be at your back. May the sun shine warm upon your face and rains fall soft upon your fields. May good luck be with you wherever you go, and your blessings outnumber the shamrocks that grow. May your days be many and your troubles be few. May there be happiness and many blessings that descend upon you. May peace be within you. May your heart be strong. May you find what you're seeking wherever you roam. Good luck to you all. Have a wonderful future. And thank you all for being here, and have a good evening. We ask that the audience please remain seated until the graduates, faculty, staff, and guests have processed out.
All right.